Just says 72
Yeah.
that way. And there's another lot. That's where we came down.
Yeah, I think so.
So it must be this way.
Yeah.
Maybe that was just taking us to a feature. Yeah, 72. Oh. Or 73. Oh yeah, one up here. Well, there you go. I love these trees. Just amazing. Yeah, 74. That's encouraging. Yeah, it goes straight through here. So it's as easy as that. You come down and it points and then it actually returned on itself, which I missed and the other walker did. But now these are a lot more clearer. And we can see over there, right through. I keep touching it just to see. So I should have taken 3 batteries. Amazing. Anyhow, a large amount. Heading up was hard. Heading up was really a bit of job. used to walk up here, walk on this sort of stuff at night with a tackle box full of gear, and no trouble whatsoever. Almost looks like a wall through here. Quite amazing. So the GoPro will turn off the screen to conserve power as we are getting down, and I'll just play the video until it runs out. There we go, 79, and this would be like a cascading waterfall in water when it's raining. It'd be amazing through here, and it steps down. There, look at that. Beautiful. Just the way it's shaped through there. Pretty amazing, isn't it? Steps everywhere. Oh. Oh. Getting old. There. More trees and a grove, a bit like Palm Springs. You can just see them in here. It's amazing. Beautiful. Still got 25%. Very impressive. So easy to take a wrong turn. Yeah, that could be a problem, couldn't it? At least it's downhill. The uphill was that was out there. Yeah, that was a job getting up that hill. My heart was pounding. Oh, we've got a ladder. Hmm. At Palm Springs, we went there. Have you been to Palm Springs?
In the US?
No, here.
Here?
There's Palm Springs just out from Alice, about 140, 150 k's. Then there's a bit of a track in there and has all these and another species. Unbelievable.
Yeah.
Uh,
Larapinta Drive.
yeah, that's the one. Yeah.
Yeah, this is called Palm Springs as well. Yeah, I was there.
Yeah, fantastic.
Yeah.
Everywhere you go in Alice Springs, there's a couple of hundred k's.
Yeah, that's good.
It's 260 k's this way, 260 k's back. You know, racks it up.
My next point will be the Euro. It's I guess roughly again.
Same, 260.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're going tomorrow as well. We're not sure whether we actually go to Curtin Springs and camp there and then drive in, or because we couldn't get a booking.
A lot of accommodations are booked out.
Yeah.
I think it's holiday season here in Australia.
Oh, it's amazing.
People are traveling a lot. It's
Yeah.
my impression.
Oh, yeah. I mean, we've travelled about 13,000 k's in the last 2 months, right up to the top of Cape York and back down, and the amount of vans, campers, full drivers is just unbelievable.
But beautiful.
Oh yes, yeah. My wife is 68. I'm 67 this year, and we both walked up to the tip, to the very top of Australia.
Yeah.
That was amazing. Yeah, look at that. I haven't seen a sign. Oh yes, I can. But just all the places you could go, and you know, entire campgrounds absolutely chock-a-block. We planned to do this trip back in 2020, and then COVID came along.
Yeah. It was
We-
exactly the same for me.
Yeah, cancelled it, and
I had to cancel everything.
yeah,
And my trip I started planning last November,
yep,
and I was not sure whether I can come here.
Yeah, exactly.
Because, it was still closed.
yep.
It was
And
not
where are you coming from?
Switzerland.
Yeah, well, that's
And I was not sure, and now I'm really happy that it works. And
Yeah.
fantastic territory.
Yeah.
I
When-
like it very much.
Oh, it's beautiful. We live in South Australia, and they shut the entire state down because 2 people had COVID.
Yeah.
For goodness bloody sake. And so that was last year, and we're going to do the great Outback Highway now. Where's our marker?
Over there, down there.
Ah, there it is. Yeah. I'm not tall enough. And we had to cancel that. So we ended up doing the Head of the Bight, Great Australian Bight, and camped out there. That was fantastic.
I think
1 week to go. 1 week. We're ready. Everything's ready. They shut it down. We had permits to come into Northern Territory, permits to come into Western Australia. Lost a lot.
family.
Oh, I couldn't believe it. I thought, you've got to be kidding me.
I think it was very, very hard to achieve here in Australia.
Oh, they were just,
Everything was closed down. And
yeah.
I read about an Australian guy who lived in Panama,
Yep.
and he has no idea from sailing, but he wanted to come back from Panama, and it was not possible for him.
And it wouldn't let him, probably.
And then he bought a sailing ship,
Yep.
and tried to go to Australia by ship, and you could follow him on Facebook. And
Yep.
every day he's writing and telling his story, and it was fantastic. But when he was near Fiji, he had an accident, and then he stranded there. And then it was, I guess, March or April of this year, and then everything opened, and then he could fly back the
Right.
rest.
Right.
But this was
Oh,
really
yeah.
interesting to follow him, and but you know, it was also scary because he had no idea about sailing and how to handle a boat and the whole
Well, it's not that simple.
yeah.
It's all well and good if you've got a sailing family and you've learnt it from a young age, but
that's different.
yeah, you go out in the ocean doesn't take captives, it buries them.
Yeah, that's true.
You know, you see the number of people that might be expert sailors, and like we have our Sydney Hobart yacht race.
Yes, I know that.
Whoa, you know, that big storm, they had those ships being flipped like front to end,
Yeah.
you know, and how does that, you know, you just think, I mean, it's the grace of God that they survived. To actually see somebody that, like, 6 of them upside down for 2 days, you know, oh,
Must be horrible.
yeah. And the sad bit was, there was only 1 hour after they took off that the warning came up.
Oh,
By then, it was too late.
yes, of course.
I'm going to pass on the 2-day track.
And wish you a nice day.
Could you imagine? Well, this is not so bad. One of the ladies at the camp or the caravan park, she said she just couldn't stand the, you know, all the rocks up and down. And it's fair enough, it is. It's a fair bit on the legs. Yeah, it's an amazing walk. Okay. They're taking it easy on us. They're giving us a seat. Beautiful. Oh. They reckon we're supposed to get rain at 2 o'clock today. Okay, so I met a lovely young man from Sweden. We walked for a while. He, like us, was hoping for... Alright, going to squeeze the last bit of battery out of here. It's a bit sad. So 2 batteries. Good thing I didn't take just one. It's very low. So we start again. So this time around we're going to head up 2 kilometres, 1 hour return. We've done the other loop. We'll just see how that goes. A lot harsher light than this morning, and by tonight my feet will be quite sore. She's a trek, isn't it, mate? Alright, so we're on the lower loop. Already been on here this morning. That is just absolutely steep as. You certainly know that you're doing it, and you certainly know when you've finished it. A bit easier this one than that one.
Sorry?
A bit easier this one than that one.
Which one?
Oh, this one where you go up the tracks here.
Oh, the terrain.
Yeah, she's pretty steep.
Yeah, but it's nice after you went
Oh,
up
it's
it.
beautiful. It's getting up there.
Yeah, that's the thing.
All right, so beautiful. Got some fauna here. Just lovely leaves. It's beautiful. Moving gently in the wind. Okay. So, be quite happy if I get a few bits of wildlife in here. In here, the helicopter. So the range is a refuge. Now I'm going to pause for a minute. There you go. Beautiful. Wow. Lovely. So they're talking 10 feet of water. Imagine 10 feet of water here. Incredible. It'd be just roaring down here. So they've got a beautiful path. Nicely done. And then up we go. There's a glass viewing area at the very end, which will be really nice. Okay. Hey, 1.5k. Did 6 this morning. Definitely felt 6. Butterflies and moths. You can see all the different plants. Amazing. Not a bad walk. Bit better than the top one.
Yeah, not the top one.
The top. I did that this morning for going up that up those steps. That's a ripper.
Yeah, I see about that one.
Yeah, I had to stop 4 times.
Yeah. What was it
Yeah.
like when you got around?
Beautiful. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, it was worth it. But the up
It took you all day to recover.
early morning. Yeah, that's right. I went home, had a break, and now I'm going to do this easy one. Yeah. Hello, mate. It's a walk, isn't it?
Yeah.
Hello, dear.
Hello.
Yeah.
I believe that you're saying it was bumpy.
I just feel sorry for the car.
We've got a few extra battles we didn't have before. We're bits and pieces.
More layers of rock. Just quite amazing. Right through here. It's incredible. An amazing walk, isn't it?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, so many ants. I think if they did an ant census, it'd be in the millions.
I think so.
They're everywhere. Sorry, guys.
You're right, I'm going to read about the raptors.
Hello, dear. And there is a total white ant's nest and not much timber left at all. Amazing. Look at that. Look at those flies. There's one heck of a rock. Yeah, a little bit of water over there. Up on top. Let's see. Oh, it's right there. from on top, this looks like glass. Yeah, so this morning we're looking down and on the angle, and it just looked like it was a glass bottom.
But no.
No, definitely not. Glass rectangles, maybe. Wouldn't have been pretty. Massive size. Yeah. See the nest up there, the white. Oh, look at that. Lovely. There you go. Little chicken. That's incredible. Here's the actual story. Try and get as much as I could. Beautiful. There you go. Looks like a baby platypus. Yeah, it almost looks like the rocks joined. That's not. It's amazing. The bridges up there. You gotta wait for them to come to you, don't you?
What's that?
You gotta wait for the birds to come to you.
Yes, that's true. That's true.
I was walking up here and I could hear this coo, 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 and right alongside of me was one walking.
Oh, beautiful.
So I managed to get that for a few minutes. And I thought, doesn't happen very often.
No,
You just,
how wonderful.
you know, they're just trotting along there.
Yeah.
So I went up this morning and did the top one.
I've got a heart.
Yeah, no. If you've got, my heart has never pulsed as much as what it did this morning.
Yeah,
And I stopped 4 times.
Yeah, I thought I could do it if I
Yeah. I mean, I'm 67 pretty soon, and I felt like 77.
And I thought, no, it's not worth
Yeah.
risking. I'm 76.
Yeah, and it's
But my heart doesn't, I've got an issue on it, it won't take
a valve or something.
steep climbs. No, it's an electrical issue.
Yeah, you got to weigh it up.
That's right.
If it doesn't, if
First
it,
aid station halfway up and an emergency station at the top.
yeah, it's a worry, and 2 others along there as well. So, I mean, they're expecting a bit, but I can tell you that it's pretty steep. Hello.
Hey, how are we?
Good.
Hi.
And I bet you they use it a few times too.
Yeah.
Even at the top,
Sorry?
even at the top, you've got lots of little steps where you've got to go up a bit, and you go across and then down a bit. It's not the up, it's the down.
Well, the
Yes.
down can be very
Yeah.
tricky too. I mean,
Abs-
the other issue is slipping and
Yeah.
you know, spraining your ankle or something.
That's true. You have to actually just like, you're going to put your foot down, you put it down.
Yes.
You know, and even if you get it wrong, keep doing it. Don't try and change it.
Here you are, Marion. Here's another one.
Do you think it's the same?
There was a rock up there with all these ripples across it.
Yeah, yeah,
Is that
yeah.
like this?
It's
Could it come from the
Sand
seabed?
dune.
yeah, it is. It is. They had a thing up there of a whole section that
Oh,
had
up the
the
top, yeah.
ripples on it,
All right.
and so I took a picture of it, and then as I walked further on, there were various other sections with the same,
Uh-huh.
and there's another one with it like a round ring, like a heap of round rings.
Right.
And that's
Okay.
But they,
geological?
you know, so I,
Very interesting. I mean, it just looked exactly like, you know, when you walk
yeah,
on the sea.
there it is there,
Oh, there's one.
that one there, and
Oh, that's exactly it.
yeah,
Yes.
and there's a large area, you know, like they're big, they're like this, and
Right.
and they say that that was the seabed.
Must have been the seabed. Yes.
Yeah. When I was a kid, I lived up in on the Murray River at Morgan, and we used to.
drove through Morgan the other day.
Yeah, well,
Vancouver on the way to Port Augusta.
shore has changed. So that's like 50 years ago,
Yeah.
and I used to go there and get the seashells out of the cliffs.
All right, from the strata.
Yep, yep, they were
Kind of
everywhere.
Bends, doesn't it? Does it
Yeah.
multiple times,
Well, ours was Walker Flat, which is sort of further on,
yeah.
but it had the same, and you could just pick out these little shells, sort of somewhere short. Mm.
We came up through, we lived in
It's got a big wharf there.
central Victoria and we came up through Mildura.
Okay, yeah. No, it was amazing. So I had a lot of interest for geology. Didn't have the brains for it though.
Like Lassiter.
Mm.
Well, so
I don't know if it's going to.
yeah, they forecast today and tomorrow
Mm.
95%.
95% chance.
Yeah.
30 mils likely to
Well, tomorrow we pack up, so we'll pack up in the morning, and then we're heading to Yulara, so we might get a free car wash.
yeah.
I like these, just like ring
Wow,
barks,
look at that, yeah.
just the sedimentary layers.
Oh, yes.
And that looks like someone with a big sand sheet.
Featherfoot.
It's amazing, isn't it? You can just see it where it's been eaten away and washed away. And then you got the ripples here and
That is
here.
really amazing,
Yeah.
All you need to do 100 million years.
Yes. Well, that's a point. Okay, there is a way down here.
Where do you live now? Where do you live now?
I live at Port Wollonga. It's about 30 k's south of Adelaide,
Right, yeah.
and so I've got 3 months long service leave.
Oh,
Do you want a hand there?
No, I think I'm right there.
Yep. I just had to step onto that
Yep, I'll just...
tapered rock.
That's where that restaurant is. It's Star of the Sea, is there?
Yeah, Star of Greece. Yeah,
Greece, yes.
yeah, that was a disaster. The not the restaurant, the ship that it was named after. They filled it up with grain, and they reckon then there's pictures of the cliffs and the waves crashing over the cliffs, and they're 40 meters plus.
Yeah.
In a Gulf, that's unheard of.
I have an old friend who lives there, Paul Keith.
Okay.
He's lived there for about 30 years. He lived at Wollonga before that, and then moved down.
There are so many people. So we've been there for 45 years, and I was a carpenter builder,
Right.
and
Easy enough.
yeah, I was. Yeah. Well, I got. Oh, it is lovely. I love the area, and then at 50, I end up picking up a job teaching students building, and I've been doing that for the last 16 years. Yeah.
Good idea. I think that's a highly important. Long
Yeah.
neglected.
Well, I didn't get past year 10 at school, and at 58 I did a Bachelor of Education. My late parents would have rolled over in their grave because I was hopeless. I was just no.
In their eyes.
I was a visual learner,
All right.
so anything to do
Measure
with
twice and cut once.
yeah, and visually seeing things and stuff like that.
Yep.
And when I went to school, it was all the academica. It was nothing to do. They didn't take into consideration kids who were left-handed, and
Oh, you had to write that funny way.
oh yeah, I had a grade 1 teacher who used to belt the pulp out of me every time I'd pick up my
You had to write like this,
pen. Yeah,
so you wouldn't smudge the ink.
yeah.
No wonder you never get through school.
And well, for me it was okay because I could actually do that.
Yeah.
But my father told the teacher not to change it, and of course you know why? Because when you pitch a roof, you always need a left-hander and a right-hander
Oh, right,
So
okay.
you're all
to nail it down. So the cunning bugger wanted me on the left hand.
My nephew's a roofing plumber and he's left-handed. Maybe that's been handy for him.
Oh, a huge difference because you're doing left-hand hips
Yeah.
and valleys and all those types of things. So, so I'm in the advanced building section now. I did teach apprentices for 10 years, and that was great.
long neglected. I hope it gets
Well,
Well,
They cut
supposedly
yeah.
the new government's going to
Yeah.
put a lot of effort and funding
the
effort into
the Liberal
getting
Party over the last 15 years, not 10 years, ripped the guts out of
it. No,
the
it's
TAFE.
shocking. I know.
Absolutely
I've
atrocious.
had people that I know who you know, were really good people doing really good
Yeah,
work
got
in
sacked.
TAFE, and they all got sacked.
That's right. Yep.
And then there was all these shonky
Private
operators,
providers, which Howard brought in,
providers who, you know, people had
private
did a job
con
there and then
merchants.
they'd never get paid, or
yeah,
they'd make up, pretend they had students when they never did.
that's right. And with training packages, with the laws in it that if they pass a section of that training package, and even if they're hopeless, they've got the piece of paper, that means they've passed, and so TAFE can't actually retrain them.
Yeah. Oh yes, I think I did hear about that.
This is
Yes.
really big, you know,
It's
because
shocking.
you've got people who are inadequate.
Yeah.
There's a group in Adelaide called ATEC, and I think they've got a bit better. And one of the guys, we said to him, "What did you do for roofing?" "Oh, we played football out the back." Brought their books in.
And it got signed.
Yep. And well, see, the thing is, the employers, they just want them for cheap labour.
Well, the employers wanted the cheap labour. The so-called
Yeah.
providers just wanted the dough from the government. To
And did they get it?
Yeah.
Did they get it?
Yeah.
In the millions.
Yeah.
And then we lost 435 lecturers, some ridiculous amount of courses.
Yes.
And
yes.
so
It's disgusting.
Yeah.
I know
Yeah.
that it's happened all over Australia. It's
yeah,
bad.
the Marshall government, which was the Liberal government in South Australia, the moment they took over, they actually started to shut down all the good paying stuff that TAFE made money on. They closed TAFE out and gave it to private.
Yeah, that'd be
I
right.
wonder whether they actually believed it.
Oh,
Deliberately ran it
No,
down.
it's-
oh, they did, absolutely.
There was this whole propaganda campaign saying that, you know, private business would do
Yeah.
it better.
And
Private business
there's
can
no
line their
record
own, line their own
of that.
pockets better. That's what
Yeah.
they can do.
There is no record of that anywhere. And
No, it's been a failure everywhere in the world.
And the bottom line is you just propagate it in one place and then bring it up in the other, which is pretty tragic.
It's really tragic. It's just appalling, really.
And there's stuff that I'm not supposed to teach, and what I do is I say yes sir, no sir, and then I teach it.
Yeah, good on you.
And my students, the feedback is, this is what we need to get work.
Yeah.
Like international students, I'm an OCA, I'm an Australian, and I teach them Australian building terminology. So when they go for a job, they can actually understand what the guys are talking
Well,
about.
the other thing is they've just milked them for their money, the international
Oh, they do.
students.
Yeah, there's
And
no
then
doubt.
They don't give a shit about them, you know.
No.
They just milk them for their money.
No, it's all for money. Yep.
And then when COVID came and the
That's right.
shutdowns, they all had to go to
Tick off, yeah.
conferences.
Yeah, we did a lot online.
Oh yeah.
That was interesting. How you doing? But the hard part was, when you're online, my courses, because I had a lot of external students, I made videos of myself teaching.
Good on you.
And so just offer this, and then I actually put those together.
Good on you.
So one holiday break, I spent the entire 2 weeks making 38 videos, and they've had like 7 or nearly 8,000 views. And the students can go in there, and if you want to price a roof, these are all the steps you need to do.
Right.
And that sort of stuff. And that now it's on my own YouTube channel, and I link that to TAFE,
Good on you.
and I've got people all over the place who actually log on there to learn how to quote.
Right.
I said, if you don't know the subject, how can you quote it?
Yes. Well. Yes. Exactly. Exactly.
No matter what you do, even if it's just making a pie, there are a set number of steps
Of
that you have to do. If you don't
making
know
the
that,
pie is a bit tricky, actually.
yeah, absolutely.
Yes, yes.
Howdy doody. So it's really, that's the great thing about the training.
Good on you.
And so I've been pretty much given free license, like things like, for the last 7 years, the amount of debt that's been accumulated by the Libs, right? You can actually go to the Bureau of Statistics, and they were $600 million in debt before COVID hit.
I mean, the amount of money that they've paid to these bloody private
Oh, absolutely.
contractors, etc. It's truly
Yeah.
absolutely outrageous. Not to mention,
Mm.
you know, the likes of Harvey Norman that got paid a couple of billion or something. And didn't
Yeah.
have to pay it back.
And ended up getting shamed. But the ridiculous part is, like, if you were ethical, which they're not, you wouldn't accept the payment.
Well, of course. Or at least you'd pay it back.
Yeah, exactly. How you doing? Smile, you're on camera.
Just rather have a cocktail. Put on you first.
So that's why I don't want to give up, because I have students that email me, you know, you've changed my life. And I think, well, if you're going to be a teacher,
Well, you might as
that's
well
what you want to do.
exactly. Yeah, good on you.
So sit home in an armchair and go, what do I do for the next 30 years? If I live that long,
Yeah, well, exactly. That's right.
you know. But yeah, the sad bit, it takes time to unwind all the rubbish.
To undo it all. Exactly.
Yeah.
And
I mean,
then,
it's
of
like
course,
this
some
card.
of them will go to court and try to sue over it,
Absolutely.
or, you know,
Yeah,
um,
that's right. It's like the card that was supposed to keep people, you know, off alcohol and this and that. But the bottom line is the people who run the card are actually card-carrying liberals. And so all the profit, which is in the billions, then goes back into the Liberal Party.
oh no, it's true.
They got it all set up.
It's disgusting. I know.
Yeah.
They used to talk about the trickle down. You
Which
know,
is no
you
such
put
thing.
Put the money all into the pockets
Yeah.
of the fat cats and it'll trickle
Very
down.
few rich
And
people.
It doesn't
Yeah.
trickle down. It gushes up.
Yeah.
That's what it
Very,
does.
very few people, rich people, actually hand money out.
Exactly. That's one of the reasons they are rich.
And so it's quite challenging. But
My mother used to say. She used to say people don't get very rich just from being generous
and having the luck enough to have another project. We're leaving you behind, sorry. You're doing pretty damn good.
years.
Yeah, that's pretty good going.
Spectacular X-rays.
My late father-in-law had a leg blown off in the Second World War, and I was going out with my now wife for a year or more, and one day I turned up and he's sitting at the lounge chair and he whips his leg off, and he's got the stump hanging down
You
here.
didn't realise?
No. And the middle, and the poor old thing, he takes a sock off and it's red raw, and I think, oh, you poor bugger, you know.
Oh, that must be so painful. Oh, from
Yeah.
having it attached to the.
Well, it just sort of hits down.
Yeah.
Nowadays they've got specialised stuff, but back then, and he had a mortar blow back into a trench. That blew his foot off, and then he hobbled, crawled 20 mile. Look at these birds, look at this.
Jesus Christ.
Look at
Is
that.
that in Europe or in the Pacific?
No, Rommel in Africa.
Oh, right.
Yeah,
Ones up in here.
yeah. I was walking along here before and there was a bird on the path going. It's amazing. Hello. No.
They're little firetails,
Yeah, they're beautiful.
red, red, red.
They know if they're safe.
Yes.
There's some people should never take up bird photography because the bird takes one look at them and takes off.
We observed. They're like small wombats. At lunchtime, I was eating a sandwich and a few bits of the crumbs dropped on the ground, and the bird picked it up, and we observed it going up into the tree, and there was about half a dozen of them up in the tree.
Yeah,
And no, it shared it.
yeah.
And I put another bit down, a bit bigger,
Yeah.
and it came back and took it up, and we saw it giving it to the other,
We could learn a bit from them.
giving it to the other birds.
Social
Yeah.
animals.
Yeah, well, that's true. I mean, that's the design.
You done the Indigenous cultural tour?
I haven't done that
It's
one,
very
no.
good. We did it this morning. It's really very good. Really worth going to.
I did, when I did my uni degree, I did cultural awareness,
Oh yes.
and I knew a lot of Aboriginals in my class. One of them was a Wanganeen, which there seemed to be hundreds of them. And Eddie was the wildest guy, and he ended up becoming a a Christian pastor.
All right, okay.
But anyone who would have seen him as a teenager, one day he picked a female teacher up and banged her on the desk and said, "I'm going to give you one." That's in class, and we're all there like but what I found out was he'd been put in a home at Kamenka, which was in North Adelaide in South Australia, and the average time from a newcomer to actually being sodomised was 2 days.
Well, that's where that sort of behaviour comes from.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
where that behaviour comes from.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and he was just brutal.
Yeah.
And funny enough, I met Sue, started going out with Sue, and she was one of the girls that used to actually hang out with them, and was accepted even though she was white. But back in the 70s, it was harsh,
Yeah,
you know.
I know.
So I wrote a paper, and of course I included that in there, and of course, you know, the too much information came in. Of course, the balance has got to be there. They happen.
Of course.
But the sad bit is, you know, I learnt about all the roads, you know, being round and the paths being round, and you hardly ever get a straight path and all those types of things. It was very interesting.
Yeah, we both work with Aboriginal people quite a lot.
Hello,
Hi.
we left some for you. Yeah, so at near Flinders Medical in South Australia, there's actually an Aboriginal precinct, and I go in there and do some bird photography and see the people and stuff like that. And they're,
Anyway, if you've got the time for it, then
yeah,
that's 2 hour, no, an hour session. Really very interesting about the traditions and the culture of the people.
absolutely.
The people around here.
This is really well done, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. It's beautiful. Yeah, my dad played football with Doug Nichols.
Okay, oh yeah.
Back in the
No, he was a tough man.
30s and 40s and
Yeah, Doug was an amazing footballer.
yes. Well, my parents knew him and sort of revered him
Yeah.
almost. Yeah, when I
Yeah,
was
yeah.
growing up and
Culture, yeah.
yeah.
There's just so many things. We spent quite a bit of time up at Alice Springs.
Those people have endured and survived is
Just terrible.
shocking.
You know how they were treated.
Exactly.
So we make a point of actually speaking with them and stuff like that. Even things like I've had a couple of Aboriginals who I've taught who, you know, like looking them in the eye is not a good thing to do, and
Yeah.
things like that. That you see, everything in Australia is you got to look someone in the eye, or else you're not showing respect.
Well, I think it depends if they know you really well and trust
Yeah,
you, it's okay.
yeah.
But, you know, they're very, understandably, very, very shy white people that they don't know and trust.
And also, like when I'm teaching, I had one a Warn, and he ended up over in WA. But if he didn't get 100%, he would be so down on himself.
Yeah,
You know, so that became a bit of a challenge.
yeah.
Hello. Oh. Time for rest.
One of the best bit of footballs I ever saw, and I had the privilege of sitting next to him in the airplane, was Andrew McLeod. He
Yes.
played for your team. He
Oh,
was a
Andrew
great
was
footballer.
amazing. Amazing player.
A very nice fellow. I talked to him
Just
on a
gifted.
flight from Sydney to Adelaide.
Just a gift and hard work.
Well, it was an Aboriginal game originally, Australian rules, and they certainly do pretty well.
Oh, he was just
Why
He had a
spin
burst
through
of
the
speed.
center, yeah.
Just
He hit the ball
so
with
quick.
great speed.